fixture setup coming up, plus the final? Is it just how you're going to handle it based on results, or do you have a plan right now, or what?
I mean, yeah, I think you always have a plan, but it always gets changed from game to game because you don't know what the inventory is like afterwards. You don't know if guys are injured, red cards, all kinds of things. So, sure, we have a plan. We got to make sure that we're healthy by the time and also energized for the final. I mean, obviously that's a very important aspect, but each one of these games that lead into it are important too to try to keep good form.
Afrifa comes back from Canada. I know he got in a little bit into that game, but just what from even going into preseason, what did you see in the overall jump that he's made that's kind of allowed this platform for him to rise up in the way that he has this season?
As I said in preseason, he was one of probably the top two best players in preseason, but I don't actually think he had a good start to the season. I think he overcame it from a confidence perspective, got himself back into form, and I think since then he's grown from game to game and probably training to training. But I think the biggest thing is speed of play and fitness at this level to be a pro and play at the physicality and the speed of an MLS game is different than what a lot of these guys are used to, and so for him it was about getting acclimated to that.
What's been the biggest thing that you've seen him grow even from last season into this year? Is it that, or is it just like is there something he's done ability wise that better dribbling, better shooting,
Yeah,
etc.?
he probably realizes what his strengths are, and he's setting himself up a little bit better with using those strengths in games. I think the other side of it is he's starting to understand tactically that there's more than the position in just getting it and dribbling somebody. There's times when you don't have the ball, and what do you do? Even if your team has the ball, if your team doesn't have the ball, and what are those responsibilities? And he's getting better with the recognition of those things. But he does have one, really outstanding quality, and that is he's incredibly elusive with the ball, and he can change pace in very tight spaces. If he continues to get in a place where he can set people up for that, he'll have even more production as time goes on.
Does getting national team call-ups, how does that affect a player when they
I think
get
it's
those
confidence.
chances?
I think it's confidence. I think it's all confidence. They come back, they're an inch taller, and so on and so forth. It just helps them overall. And then the other is that you realize if you ever want to get back there again, you better be producing well with your club team. So it's kind of a reciprocating relationship in which if you want to get called back, you got to play well here. And when you go there, then when you get your chance, you got to play well there, and it kind of keeps going. If you don't do it, then you're not going to get called then.
How much has Robbie grown this year, Volater?
One of his biggest things is his concentration level over the course of 90 minutes. That's probably his biggest thing because he's always had the athleticism. He's got a good build for the position. He's left-footed, which is it's rare. There's not a lot of the guys that are left-footed central defenders, but it's more being able to stay concentrated and focused for the 90 minutes, and he's gotten a lot better at that.
This Colorado team you're about to face, they won 4 games last year, and now they're third place in the West. They've turned it around pretty quickly, and I know you know Chris really, really well from a lot of different things going back. What stands out to you the most about how different they are, how they could turn it around so quickly?
Spent money and keep players, and those guys have come in and produced well, and they've taken a leadership position within the team, both with the way they probably act, and then also the other part is more importantly is that the way they play. They show that they're the main guys in the team, and they're the ones who are leading it, and they've been good for the majority of the season.
Saw Joaquin Fernandez out there for a bit. Just where is he at in his potential ability to get on the field?
He's still got a little ways because he's been out doing running and all kinds of other stuff, so it's going to be still a little while.
How's he doing in that transition, though? I mean, how's he looking?
Too early to say because this is really his second full training that he's been with us since he's been here. Okay? Thanks.
Thanks, Peter.
Thank you.